Hi there, it's Bill with the Doomer Bloomer podcast. Now, if you're a listener to the show, you know that I've been doing this for a long time. But now there's an easier way to make a podcast. If you haven't heard about Anchor, let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your computer or phone. The Anchor app will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple, Google, Stitcher, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Cheers.
We're live. Hello, everybody. This is John Wynn with my co-host Bill ETE, and this is our 1 year anniversary of the Doomer Bloomer podcast, The Resurrection of Good Ideas. So this is year one completed, and we will be talking about a host of different things. This is going to be our longer format. So without further ado, what are some of your ideas of what you want to be discussing on this amazing, incredible podcast?
That's right. Well, since it's our year anniversary, I want to talk about time and space revisited, space-time. Love in 2020 and beyond seem topical due to Corona. Lots of people are doing FaceTime dating nowadays because of this social distancing thing.
Yeah, you'll be able to give me the input. I've been out of the dating space for a while now, so I'd like to hear your input about that. What else?
Something positive to end the episode. We don't want to be all doom. We want to have some doom with some bloom. Recently rewatched the movie Office Space and really identify with the character Peter and how you should be more like a Peter in your work environment, and it usually gets you farther. We have a new logo. I'm really excited about showcasing, talking about. I'm really happy with it. The 99 designs contest I ran went really well. I chose 3 designs, and yeah, you'll see them on some of our future merchandise through Teespring shortly. And laziness and good distractions.
Logo. I like it.
It is. I'm super stoked on that logo.
Yeah. You went through a lot. I mean, I know there's a lot of different variants, but were really cool. I mean, it was actually hard to pick some of them out, but
oh yeah, man, I had a hard time choosing just one.
Yeah,
that's why I chose 3. I couldn't decide on the 3 ones that I wanted. Yeah. So I chose the last. I chose the 3 ones that I liked the best.
I'm happy with the result. For
wow,
sure.
180 design submissions in 7 days.
Yeah, insane.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and on my end, I'll be. So I don't know if we'll be talking about them, but I definitely want to talk. This was hilarious. Marvel comes out with two new superheroes. One's called Snowflake, and the other one's called Safe Space.
This is for real, right?
It's for real, yeah.
This is not like I can Google this and say Snowflake Safe Place, like a Snowflake and safe place. Are you serious?
Safe space, yeah.
Safe space.
Snowflake and Safe Space.
No way! I'm going to link this.
Yeah,
I have to. I can't not now.
And it's kind of
the new Warriors. The new Warriors. Oh my god!
I know it's ridiculous. I mean, it's like this black dude jock, whatever. I think that's Safe Space, and he can only use his power to protect other people with his Safe Space power.
Holy shit, man! Can you just go back in your SJW closet, please?
Yeah. We'll get back to it, but I also want to so there's like this big hoopla about Joe Rogan preferring Trump over Joe Biden. I'd like to touch upon, and I think how feeling lazy can be a good thing. And there's this thing, I don't know if we'll talk about it, but there's a militia in Idaho who vows to use force to hold an Easter service of over, if they're prevented from holding an Easter service of over 1,000 people.
Does he want to go join the Ark with Ham?
Probably.
I mean, he's probably like.
Well, it's a militia group, right? So
yeah, it's Ken Ham's militia.
Yeah.
Fucking Ken Ham.
Yeah. Bill Nye roasted him.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So those are some of the topics I want to talk about. So speaking of Bill Nye science versus religion debate, let's actually dive in that. I didn't know exactly what he wanted to revisit on the space time.
I've been having this conversation with my other friend T. Let's just call him.
Yeah,
and it dawned on me that not everyone realizes like how powerful the idea of space time is.
Yeah,
where if you want something to manifest and grow in your life. Until you write it down or jot it down or type it or something like that, it doesn't exist yet in space-time. You know what I mean? It needs a piece of material thing to latch onto in order to move forward through space-time.
Okay.
Because we're moving constantly through space-time right now, right? In a forward direction, where we know if we go towards the speed of light and start observing things as we get to the speed of light, time starts to compress and dilate for us as we approach the speed of light, the constant of the universe. That's what Einstein's equation E = mc squared is all about. But you can actually witness the space-time and time dilation on Earth, like an atomic clock at sea level versus an atomic clock on a mountain.
It's different, slightly.
Just due to the change in gravitational pull of the Earth. Yeah. The clock on the Earth on sea level and the clock on the mountain will not be running at the same time. They're going to be slightly off sync.
Yeah.
Because of the gravitational pull of the Earth, which moves space-time. It manipulates space-time. So that's why when you go near black holes, for instance, or near large bodies like the sun actually bends light as it passes through. This was proved by Einstein. In the late 1920s.
That's actually how
early 1920s.
His theory. It was why special relativity on that, though, right?
Correct. Yeah, special relativity was proven to be correct by bending light around the sun.
Yeah, prove the skeptics wrong.
Right,
so everything was Newtonian, like
classical Newtonian mechanics, right? Because for example, Mercury moves in an elliptical orbit, not a circle, as predicted by Newton. It actually moves in an elliptical orbit, and that was the correction was proven by Einstein to be a more accurate representative model of the universe.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that on a day-to-day level, you can use these principles to your advantage, because if you realize that all time perceptually is right now and that we're moving forward in it, anything you create, draw, try to think about or manifest, it has, from that instant onward, it has a place in space-time moving forward. We can't perceive it because we're not fourth dimensional. Like in the movie Interstellar, where he starts going in between the prisms. I don't know what fourth dimensional space would look like. I live in a third dimension.
Yeah.
But that movie is a science fiction depiction of what space-time would look like and how gravity can manipulate space and time through, I mean, that movie talks about the power of love, though.
Yeah.
Love transcending multiple dimensions of space and time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a good segue to my other topic, but I'll let you chime in if you have something.
Well, I'm just curious, how do you think putting something on paper, for instance, is kind of the only way to manifest something? Because like you could argue that a thought is still located in space and time if you equate it to a biochemical reaction, right?
Right, but your perception of reality originates from inside your own consciousness.
Yeah.
Right? So is your consciousness a concrete thing generated by you, or is it an outside objective reality? That's another debate.
Yeah, but so like some people will say it's some people will say it's the underlying fabric of the universe we live in, right?
I'm just saying, like, why do people make things like vision boards, for instance? I have a vision board at my house. If I want to write a concrete goal down that I want to accomplish from A to B to C, my best bet is to write it down and visualize it in the real world. Yeah. It has to have a living space somewhere objectively outside of my consciousness, not just inside of my brain or my neurochemistry. Right? Because that makes it a more concrete idea to latch onto than just.
You can also say it's almost like you're taking another step, and you're already, by writing it down, so you're already taking a step in that direction. You know what I mean?
I mean, everything that I've accomplished in the the last 5 years, was first an idea in my brain and then written down on paper and or in blog form.
Oh, okay.
One or the other. So my 5-year plans get written down, and I have a tracking system for that, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not as I do write some stuff down.
But I also have a daily journal that I write my thoughts and the things that I accomplish and do every day. I'm just a weird freak of nature when it comes to that. I'm very meticulous in how I document my life. Not everyone is like me. I'm just a weird freaky example.
Yeah. I'm on and off. I do write though. I've had multiple notebooks of just like jotting down all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I think it's good, like especially when it's something really important to you, or I've showed you some of the stuff like diagrams and stuff I've done.
Well, you really helped me refine my process when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Just the whole idea of having a pyramid idea, or pillars idea, right?
Yeah.
What are your core values? What are the things you're going to tolerate in your life? What are the things you aren't going to tolerate? What do you value, right?
Yeah. I was inspired by the Maslow pyramid when I designed that own special thing for me. Right. The pillars was kind of what are some of the things, like more abstract concepts that kind of need to traverse all these different like stages. So like for our listeners here, like the base of the pyramid, I would say are more internal values that you need to cultivate to be able to move on to the higher spheres, if you will, in of the pyramid of what I consider my needs and my goals and what I'm trying to achieve in my life, right? So it's really a lot of stuff like internal, dealing with your own shit and all that. And then it would become more interpersonal, having good people around you, having good relationships, with the right girl, maintaining and developing the relationships you have with your friends and even acquaintances and business partners and stuff like that. And then it goes on to like more professional stuff, and then more like stuff you're passionate about, and so on and so on, until it becomes like, a lot more. You want to satisfy your most important needs first before moving to the next level. You don't want to go in the higher levels of where you want to go complete like damaged, and I mean it's not a linear process, but it's good to kind of have like know where your anchor is, and know what's more down the road, down the line. But there's certain things that you want to cultivate no matter what, no matter at what stage you're at, right? It's kind of like non-negotiable, and that would be the pillars. Like health is definitely something you want to continuously
number one pillar
in your life. Yeah,
health is number one pillar, because if you don't have health, you can't enjoy the other pillars. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
Because if you're in decrepitude and you eat bad food and you're overweight and don't take care of yourself, and you're in the hospital, or even if you like smoke or something, there's other ways of getting nicotine than smoking.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you. Health is, in my opinion, health is should be everyone's number one pillar, in my opinion.
I agree. Because it helps promote. It's like the seed that promotes everything else. If you're able-bodied and healthy in mind, body, and spirit, you're much more likely to succeed everything else, be it, nourish the other pillars.
Absolutely.
But if you're super unhealthy and sick, it's hard to be strong. Strength is another pillar. I'm not just talking about physical strength, but mental strength, psychological strength.
I call that mental fortitude.
Yeah.
Right. Mental fortitude, in terms of, mental health. And I go through phases of that, right? Like, especially in the wintertime here, like we don't get that much sun.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know for myself personally, like I'm affected by seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah.
I had to order a sun lamp. It was just, there was no way I was getting through the winter without it. And I take vitamin D pills every day.
Yeah.
Because we live in a northern climate, a northern latitude. It's just...
Well, this is the most north I've been since I've been here in Edmonton. It's the most north I've been all my life. And after mid-October, all the way till January, it takes me about 2 months, 2 to 2.5 months for my body to get used to the change, because it's crazy. Like here in Edmonton and where you're at too. I mean, during the summer, at 11 o'clock p.m. it'll still be light outside.
Mm-hmm.
But
we're go ahead.
Yeah, but even slightly before 4 o'clock, like 3 something in the winter, it'll be dark, and it'll only start being light the next day past like 9:30. When you get to November, December, fuck, it's crazy.
Well, it's like living in, I call it the Canadark.
Yeah.
And that's not my term. That's from Rick Mercer when he used to go interview Americans. He used to call it the Canadark.
The Canadark, I like it.
We don't have winter in Canada. We have the Canadark.
The Canadark.
We also take our dog sleds to work and live in igloos.
Yeah. And we inject. we don't have drugs here. We just inject maple syrup. That's how we get high.
That's right. Maple syrup all day, every day, my friends.
All day, every day. Directly in the veins.
I don't reach for a cup of coffee in the morning. I reach for a cup of maple syrup.
A syringe.
A syringe. Yeah. A syringe of maple syrup.
We ain't those pussy Canadians. You know what I mean?
Right. We get hard, or
we go hardcore.
Right. Get hard, bud.
Yeah. Go hardcore into this biatch. Well, space-time, just before we close this subject. So, I think jotting stuff down can definitely, it definitely can't do any harm. I would say it's the only way, but I mean, like a lot of the greats out there in all their respective fields, journaling of some sort is...
Go ahead. Journaling
of some sort, or putting something down in the physical world, it can definitely jumpstart whatever you want to accomplish.
This is why. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
This is why I read Marcus Aurelius's meditations like
Mhm.
almost every day, because it was a journal that he wrote for himself. It
Yeah,
wasn't for anyone else,
yeah,
because he wrote it at a time of great civil unrest and war in Rome. And Marcus Aurelius is known as one of the last great emperors of Rome.
yeah,
And he was never meant to ascend the throne. He was like 10th in line, and he was the adopted son of the previous emperor.
yeah,
But he took all these moral lessons from all of his teachers and, you know, his grandfather, and he wrote it into a journal for himself that he could reflect on later and be like, when the going is tough, or when I need to,
yeah,
you know, he could either have like gotten very hedonist, you know, and took in his power and abused it,
yeah,
but instead he took that power and just was like, I need to live a simple life. I need to treat people with respect and dignity, and not let this power go to my head.
yeah.
And you know, over 2,000 years later, we still have this, and I have it beside my bed. I have it beside me right now, actually.
Yeah,
And these,
it's right on top of my head too.
it's on
I
top.
really, yeah. Well, it's I have like a shelf, like on our bed frame there. It's
Yeah.
right, right.
All my books are above my head too, on my bed frame too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they're right in reach.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked it. Thanks. Actually, you sent me that book for my birthday. I do appreciate it. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Because we've been talking about it. I've gotten a lot of my information more online and all that. But I really enjoyed the preface where they kind of, because I didn't really know until I read it, like what like was it kind of like just some like his works, his lessons for the people or his close friends or whatever. I didn't know it, like it wasn't meant to be published at all. I didn't know it was like his own personal like instruction book for his own life type of thing, right?
Yeah, man.
And that preface, it's like over 100 pages, I think, right?
Oh, dude, like the preface is like its own chapter in itself.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like almost a third of the book, maybe like or at least a quarter of it, I would say. But it really clarifies what this book was and how it's like his own instruction book on how to live a life type of thing.
Well, Marcus Aurelius's cheat codes for life, living in what is it? Just before the turn, like right
after the turn of the century. I think it's like in the like 200s after AC.
Yeah, it's right around just after the birth of Christ, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, a lot tougher times than today.
Well, I mean, people died of like child morality, right? Was a thing. Like his own children died, you know, and he had to deal with that. And not to mention his wife was a kind of a B word. So
a B word, eh?
A real C word and a B word, apparently.
A C B word.
C and B word.
Do you mean biatch?
No,
Do you mean cunt?
She go back to the safe space room.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there is 2 new Marvel comic characters called Safe Space and Snowflake, created by a white dude, no less, even though they're both kind of like black. One's a non-binary person. The other is a jock dude that has a superpower that he can only use to create a safe space for other people. So he's like a protective character. And Snowflake throws snowflake shurikens at people.
Oh my god. The New Warriors, they're calling it, eh?
Yeah,
the New Warriors?
Yeah.
I'll put a link in
there. What I really hate is, I mean, first of all, this was created by a white dude.
Yeah.
And it's supposedly what he said in the interview is he wanted to, because those words are used as derogatory and terms. And he wanted to turn them into something cool, like like the N-word.
Right, the N-word. Native people.
Yeah, okay, let's say that.
We live in Canada, eh?
Yes, but yeah, it's kind of like taking a word that's derogatory and try to make it your own and make it like as something positive. But I'm like, you're a white dude, probably straight. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Binary, gender, cis
like,
normal? I don't know.
yeah. Like the fact that, like, I'll give you an example. There's this character in this show, Billions, that I find really cool. She's it's a actress that plays it, but in the show it's a non-binary person and super smart character. I don't think they try to push that character too much as like they don't try to make like all this moral. They're not trying to push that much an agenda. I guess they would a little bit, but it works, right? This sounds to me like way too much pandering to an audience that doesn't even really read comic books. You know
Remember
what I mean?
the rule, guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go woke, go broke.
Go woke, go broke.
Yeah. Is that the rule?
That's the rule.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, you could have a non-binary character that you don't have to like call them Snowflake or fucking Safe Space or something. I find
they could call it S&M.
Yeah, I really find it ridiculous, man. I'm sorry, and I'm not hating on anyone that considers themselves, but like I find Safe Space. And the term snowflake applies to people that value facts over feelings. It's like, oh, I'm a special person that needs, like safe spaces and everything to change, everything to change to accommodate my own little special needs, right? That's where the term snowflake comes from. The safe spaces are fucking for college kids that can't even handle a passage in a Shakespeare novel because it triggers
trigger warning.
Yeah. They should have trigger warning, safe space, and snowflake together. Trigger warning.
trigger warning. Trigger warning. Safe.
I'm sure. If the author is listening, oh yeah, the author just heard this podcast and he's like, oh damn, that's a good idea. How could I forget trigger warning?
I forget trigger. Oh my god.
Damn.
Trigger.
We'll save her. We'll get safe space and snowflake to rescue trigger warning from Christian.
From the right wing conservative.
Christian Cath.
Ken Ham is coming for you. Trigger warning.
Yeah.
He's gonna make you go on the arc. You don't have a choice.
Yeah. So
we could write this show, dude.
Oh, yo, I could definitely write. I could definitely write a comic.
Oh, dude, I have so many comic ideas just floating around in the back of my brain.
Yeah. But I mean, why would I? Does it pay?
Yeah.
You have to go through so much. You really have to love like whatever you do, like in entertainment and all that. You really have to love it. To the point that you have to suffer like rejection and defeat, and even when you get your foot in the door, it's like you haven't made it at all yet. You're just starting.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Oh yeah, man. Icebergs are just the tip of iceberg. Success is below the iceberg tip.
Yeah. Like in anything worthwhile in this world, unfortunately, or fortunately, you could say, I guess, is a struggle, man. You gotta go through that epic hero's journey, man. Like, yeah, it's what we talk about on this podcast. It's one of the elements that I put into the new design logo. Yeah.
Right. There is always the struggle and the doom to get to the bloom. It's not just sunshine, rainbows, and lollipops all day long.
Yeah, I would say since February, I'm kind of in that phase right now, man.
Yeah, I mean, and it happens to all of us, man. Like that's what coming back. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got hit hard trading last week, and not only that, I with COVID, like freight is not a viable business right now with the type of freight we were doing, at least because we don't deal in food and beverage and pharmaceuticals. We're dealing more with like construction equipment, like bulldozers, cranes, and stuff like that.
You're in the non-essential field of
exactly. So my colleague, but I've been going. But I kind of like decided even before everything got hit, I was going to do it part-time and have...
No, go away. Grab something. I'm on a podcast. Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah. So, I right now, like, I was already thinking of changing. I'm in a new industry, but even that industry is affected by COVID and all that stuff. So, I was like, well, I have money saved up and, I'm learning trading. Trading is my passion, but then I got hit hard with that. And not because I didn't understand what was going on, but just because I wasn't able to master my own emotions and psychology. And, when something like that, when something you really care about hits you hard like that, due to your own characteristics that you lack, it brings you back into those darker regions inside yourself that you have to traverse and learn from your mistakes and keep on going. But this is a good segue actually to talk about love, because I gotta say, I'm not in the dating world. I haven't been in the dating world for like 3 years now. Close to 3 years. I gotta say that I got a wonderful woman that helps me. I mean, even my worst of times right now, I hear something rumbling.
Yeah, me too. You started talking about love.
Yeah,
it started rumbling. Just 1 second. It's not on my end.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, it's gone now. Okay, I think it was actually my fan on my computer that was going crazy.
You started talking about love, and it's like,
yeah.
Let's go. Bow chicka wow wow.
Well, I would say, like, so I haven't been on the dating market for a while. I mean, not an extreme amount of time, but I gotta say, for me, the relationship I have really makes like even these difficult times like so much more bearable than I would say even like my best of times 10 years ago type of thing, right? It's really all relative. But you're more up to date in the dating scene, right? These days, online, offline.
The COVID-19 apocalypse dating scene that we are now living in, because it was so sunshine and rainbows and roses before. I have a special relationship.
Pussy juice, eh?
I have a special relationship with my Alexa speaker.
Yeah.
and Tinder. And right now, like, women do not want to meet in person. Like, they never really wanted to meet in person before. And now with this thing, it's just like, it's like pulling teeth, man. You can have these freaking, we'll go on a Facebook, or what is it? FaceTime chat.
Yeah.
But like, dude, like you're never gonna get a sense of like chemistry or feel, like how do our hormones and like what do you smell like and like kissing and all that's like that's like the nitty-gritty of the chemistry. Like it's not gonna come to fruition, right? For the time being, I guess. I don't know. I mean it's fun, I guess, to just chat for a bit and never like it, but you never never meet in the real, the IRL, like in real
Well, I
life.
mean, in this, I mean, like women in general are doing the choosing on these sites, right? I mean, they have a lot more.
100%, man. It's 80-20, like slewed the other way.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think what they're doing is they're just filtering through. They're saying, okay, when this is over, let's see my potential prospects, because like the ladies can really cross out a lot of dudes.
Well, do you know what's even worse now is they put the passport for free on Tinder, so you have like people that are swiping from like Argentina and shit.
Okay,
like they're like 4,000 miles away. They're not anywhere near you.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. Huh. It was always a feature, but it was a paid feature. But now they opened it up for everybody.
Okay.
Which
so I could be I could be planning. I was back on the dating market. I could be planning to go overseas or out of town and start talking with people. Before
do you know what I use Tinder for now?
I don't know.
Fun, profit, and if you're somewhat interesting, I'll engage in a somewhat of a debate with you. But honestly, it's just like an extension of my other socials. It's just like, here I am. This is what I do. If you want to hang out, we'll hang out. If you don't, that's cool too. But right now, it's advertising our podcast
on Tinder.
Yeah, dude.
You do that? You do that on Tinder?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I made a new logo, man. I can do whatever I want with it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to date a doomer bloomer, man? I would.
So is it like a separate profile, or is it your profile? With,
do you want me? No, it's just an extension of my profile. It's one of the pictures.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. It's just like here I am. This is what I do. If you dig my vibe, let's hang out. If you don't, well, that's fine too. I don't care.
What would happen if the girl like falls in love with me?
Oh, John, you're such a lovable dude. Like, I mean, I would jump
like,
on that.
So you're John Wynn? No.
No. I would jump on that grenade for you.
I'm Bill ETE, man. The fuck you talking about?
I'm the other better, younger, better looking half.
Yeah, you're the better looking half. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
I don't know. Objectively, I mean.
Objectively. What we could do is a Tinder competition if you want.
We could actually. We could put this out to our listeners too.
Okay.
You want to do that and just
see? We can do Tinder competition. Mm-hmm. We have a photo with both of us on.
Okay.
And we can, let the public decide.
We'll make a suit. We'll make a separate.
Who's the better looking?
Yeah, we'll make a separate doomer bloomer Tinder.
All right. Okay.
You want? Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
We'll see. Okay. Yeah.
No bad days, my friend. Only $.
Exactly. But we both know who will win, right?
Jesus Christ Superstar, obviously.
Is that what you're calling me now?
I don't know. Your initials on here are JLKHGKL. I don't. Jakalkalaka. Shalakakakaka.
Yes.
What's that stand for?
Man, that's man pretty language.
that's man pretty. Well, you know what though? You don't get to put your Snapchat filters on like I'm going to put on my photos. So.
Oh, okay. Even out the playing field.
Oh, dude.
Hey man, you started this debate.
If the ladies can do it, why can't I? What's good for the goose should be good for the gander. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wonder, I don't know. Have I? Like some are very subtle, but I mean some are obvious. I don't think I've ever been on a date though with a girl that had like a like no, actually no, yeah, I've had bad dates. I've had dates. Well, I would say I think there were just like older photos where like the girl like looks pretty damn good in photo, and then when you meet
Mhm.
when you meet them in real life, it's like, whoa.
Well, it's because of the filters, man. The
No,
Snapchat filter.
I think also it's like because like even a filter I don't think could have helped that, but
Well, because it's like when you're like, because I don't take a lot of selfies, but I know how to take selfies, I guess I should say.
mhm.
And it's all about the angle of the camera, where the sun is, da 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 da, right? Like, this is why we have Instagram thoughts. It's just like, fucking get a real job. Seriously.
Man, I don't think. I mean, I find it completely ridiculous to like they're so like they think they're like some of them they think they're like really
Well,
queens of the world there, man. But
I mean, go
they're
ahead.
they're young girls.
Some of them aren't young. Some of them are like old ladies. It's fucked.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that, but I'm talking about I'm talking about the younger ones. I mean,
Mhm.
they're young girls, you know, going from like say 17, 18, 19, 20, early 20s, mid 20s that have had their egos fed forever by fucking cooks.
Well, but
They
yeah,
cook
yeah.
cooks.
Beta orbiters, man. There's
Oh man,
beta orbiters right now that are literally paying for fans only for a 70.
we've had this discussion. I don't consider a
Mhm.
beta like fucking.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
But I know
Not
what you
beta.
mean, and the current.
It's an orbiter in the sense of like not actually able to just go walk up and be like, "Hey, do you want to go on a date?
Yeah.
You know, do you want to go grab a cup of coffee?" You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just gonna sit home and
They're gonna pay these.
yeah,
They're gonna pay
throts.
them. They're gonna pay
Yeah.
them. Yo,
Fans only.
oh my
Yeah, it's
God.
retarded.
Yo, I remember seeing a video a few weeks ago about this one of these beta thoughts, these Instagram thoughts, like just fucking chewing up her audience, like just like bringing them down, and they're like groveling, like sucking up to them to try to get her approval. I'm like, yo, fucking
Go home.
eugenics right now. We don't need like one of these fools to fucking reproduce, man.
Jesus Christ.
No, I mean, we luckily women are fucking they're as discriminate as they are, because a lot of the human population would fucking get weak pretty damn quick.
Mm-hmm, dude.
Holy shit! Imagine like all these little cucks would get like the all the pussy they wanted, and they'd be able to fucking spread their seed across the human race over centuries, man.
Shit. I mean, they're called incels for a reason. I don't want to start a flame war here, but like, if you're not, you know, in this day and age, especially in the light of this COVID-19 situation, if you're not set up to, you know, at least get in a position where you're working on your health, you're working on, you know, either killing it at work or building your own thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you become the prize, you become the masculine, you know, prize. Like,
yeah,
it's like disregard women, get money. Like, you know what I mean? It just don't get like, and here's the thing, like, I don't dislike women, I don't hate women. It's just, I'm working on myself, I'm doing my things. If you want to be part of that, join in, we can do that, but I'm not getting off of my mission to fucking go walk your dogs. Okay, walk your own fucking dogs.
yeah.
It's really that simple. And if, yeah, I mean, and that's how you have to be, and that's how you have to play it in this world nowadays. You got to be on your own mission, on your own path, and if interesting, cool people you vibe with come into that path, whether it be IRL in real life or on social, right? You make a date, you stick to the plan, you go have that date. None of this like back and forth texting nonsense and these FaceTime chat bullshits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm busy. I got things to do. I can't be fucking spending like all my time on this.
Yeah, so it was when I was dating, man. I was like, sometimes like when I really wanted to meet, I'd spend, it's like my whole day. So I text here and there during the week.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the weekend, text like 4 or 5 different girls, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Always be spinning them plates, dude.
Yeah, then plus like there's like, then you'll have like more, but like girls that'll respond right away, and they'll have more to say than say okay or nice or shit like that. Like you'll have a real conversation. And,
you got 80,
and then you're like, it's been 48 hours. You haven't had a date yet. Like, don't get me wrong. I did like to actually meet up with girls. It was fairly easy, but it's never. A lot of times, you still have to like be fucking working on multiple girls, texting back and forth for like hours or even days, and it's really time consuming, man. It's like shit. There's better shit I can do, man.
Well, and here's the thing, man. Like I have my the way I have my life set up is I answer and look at my phone when I want to look at it, not when other people want me to look at it. Like I don't get notifications on my phone unless I want them. Mm-hmm. I don't need to jump every time I hear a ding.
Yeah.
But
it's addicting too. I mean, these dating sites are. I
mean, they like I was like in that book Indistractable. They were talking about it, right? Is like Tinder LLC, right? It's not about making people match and fucking go have a wonderful lovely family, blah blah blah. It's about dollars and cents in Silicon Valley. It's really that simple. It's this tech startup, right? Their product, their business is built around people who are lonely, looking for love, or want to hook up. And they made it convenient to swipe right and look at ads, right? Because they get paid advertising to, or you pay for their upgraded subscription service. They have multiple different business models.
Well, they still, I mean, I think they have to make it somewhat effective for whatever they need to, because people would just not go on. Right?
It's the brand name one that's out there now. I don't really use POF or Bumble anymore because honestly,
Bumble's the shit, man. I love it when women have to make a bit of effort.
I've met so many, like that is the place where the women are like the throatiest, and I'm just like, can't do this anymore.
What do you mean, throatiest? Like,
they're more stuck up than they are on Tinder.
Because they're like, oh, now that I have to choose, I have to be
right
like,
because they're like, oh, the power is in my hands. I'm the one who gets to swipe. I'm like,
well, yeah, okay. but it's like it becomes a warm lead. It's like if you're in sales, this is like a lead coming to you, right? It's not. It's not you soliciting someone to trying to get them. Because anyways, I found like even on Tinder or other dating sites, it was a lot easier just actually to wait for a message or something from a girl, or just say, hey, what's up? Or just copy and paste something and, then start it from there.
I think they both have their uses. I just want to use a gun analogy here. Tinder is a shotgun. Bumble is a sniper rifle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really, I would say that's the main difference between the two.
Yeah.
And POF is, I don't know, a bazooka.
Okay.
Like you can just message whoever the fuck you want at any time.
Yeah. What I like about what I really like for me Bumble was a really good experience. Like even that's where I met my girlfriend, but even besides her, I mean, like if it didn't work out for her, I mean, there was like so much fucking because like on Tinder, there's so many guys messaging the ladies nonstop that it's they kind of get like blind, right? I mean, I did okay on Tinder and all that, all the dating sites, but with Bumble, you, you get the girl making the first move, and
No, and
for them to make the first move, it means that their interest is they've already done the filtering, right? They like Tinder was like is the first step because you first have to match with someone before messaging them. Unless, and well, when I was doing it, you have to pay, right? So if you want to message them directly,
I don't know. I don't agree with that business model, but that's just me.
okay,
But I also haven't lived in large populated centers for a while where you can just swipe indiscriminately for hours on end. Where I'm at, like you're limited by population, and like for me, I have my filter set very, very bandwidthy, so I eliminate people and age brackets I don't really want to associate with.
what's the oldest you've put on your Tinder?
I've went from 19 to 55 before.
Okay,
But now I put it from basically 20 to 30 ish.
okay,
Just because those are the people I would connect with realistically.
yeah,
And I don't really want to date anyone older, to be honest with you. I'm
okay,
not against ageism. I've met with cougars in the past.
okay.
But they're not my typical prowl, I guess I should say.
Man, I loved. Well, I mean,
Whatever, John. I'm loving Corona in 2020. Okay.
Well, I started banging 30-year-olds when I was like 16, right? So, to me, those were cougars. But now they're like a 30-year-old is like
She's a divorced housewife.
is like a young a young lady to me now.
with three kids.
I'm getting close to 40, man. Less than 2 years. So
hey, man, we're whatever. We're gonna be immortal. All right. We're on the path to immortality, man.
I hope
Just keep
so,
telling
man.
yourself that. It's not a hope, man. Like look at the technology. I didn't want to segue to this, but like the technology is just getting better. It's not getting worse.
Yeah. We're actually truly understanding the mechanisms of aging also. So I have faith, but like in anything, until it's happened, it hasn't happened, right?
I mean, but I write this down in my journals, man. I give that slice of space-time something to hang on to.
What do you mean?
I write I am immortal in my journals.
Okay.
Everything that I have ever come to fruition in my life has been written down first.
Good stuff.
One thing, one form or another, right? Even this podcast, it existed in my journal before it existed in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it had various different names. It never wasn't originally called the Doomer Bloomer. You're the one who came up with that.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. Like I really like the name. I really like the rebrand, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah.
There are no bad days. Only dollar signs, my friend.
Cash fools everything around me. Cream to get the money.
The power of positive thinking is greatly underrated.
So if you had to summarize before a little back, so let's stop this back and forth on that topic right there. If you had to summarize the dating life in this day and age right now, how would you
get a cat?
Get a cat?
Yeah. Get a cat. They'll love you unconditionally, and unlike a dog, they won't shit everywhere outside, and it cleans up its own poop. So it's a win-win scenario.
So replace poon with a regular pussy?
Yeah, that's right. Pussy over pussy, bud.
Okay. All right.
That's right. Pussy over pussy, and your best friend is an Alexa speaker.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, cool. I'm not in the dating world anymore, so I will leave it at that.
Disregard money or disregard women, get money. That's my advice.
Okay, but you can do both, right?
You can, but pussy over pussy, dude.
Okay, cool. So, what else? What else is on the board right now?
You wanted to talk about new laziness or, good distractions.
Or actually, I would like to talk about Joe Rogan preferring Trump over Joe Biden, and
Okay.
and like, there's been a lot of it was a big stir up because of that, and this week because Joe Rogan said that, and I'm like, actually, duh. Obviously, the guy, sleepy Joe Biden, doesn't even know what state he is, man. Like when he's doing his rallies, I mean, the guy goes off on tangents. I guess I'm guilty of that sometimes, but not to a Joe Biden point where like he'll be asked a question and then he's talking about it doesn't even make sense. Like nothing is even making sense. He's not even talking about the original topic, but even the topic he's talking about doesn't even make sense. At one point he was talking about how he liked having kids rub his legs because they had blonde hair on them, and I think it was talking about.
Is Joe Biden lost his mind or what? I haven't been paying attention. I don't really follow politics that much.
Yeah. Well, it's
he likes blonde children rubbing his legs.
No, black children. Like, at one point, it's like I've always been with the African American community. It's funny. I'd go to the pool when I was younger. And like some of the black kids would rub my legs, and you can even see like some of his people.
Is this actual video? Like this?
Yeah. There's a video about that.
Like Joe Biden, insane.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's. I mean, there's like some pretty serious.
Joe Biden's confused crazy rants.
Yeah, there's compilations of that shit now.
Dems crazy. Are Dems crazy? Jill Biden, that can be their number one choice. Oh, fuck my life. This world. Clown world order, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's... You can hate Trump for a lot of reasons and all that, but the guy's not losing his mind. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I mean...
Rogan was like... Rogan, he was looking to hire.
Hire, that's right. Hire.
Yeah, he wanted to get Bernie Sanders elected because the guy has all his marbles, his screws.
He has all his marbles. It's like you can be in American politics if you're over 70 and have all your marbles.
Yeah, but he's been repeating basically the same message. I like the more I start looking into Bernie, I would say the less I agree. It's a little bit too far left economically, in my opinion.
He is. Agreed. He actually pulled out of the race, though, didn't he?
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Yeah, so that's I mean,
but he's getting screwed over by the Democrat. Like the Democrats don't want
his own party. His own party doesn't even support him. So
yeah,
like, I mean, you know what, dude? 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. I hate to say it, but I think it's 4 more years. 4 more years.
Oh yeah, I just wonder what the reaction's going to be. I mean, 2016, man, that was like one crazy SJW reaction there.
Where were you in 2016 when he got elected? Because I was on Twitter watching the reactions in 2016.
Oh yeah, I was on YouTube watching that shit in Surrey, BC.
Yeah, I was somewhere around Kamloops. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in between business. I was actually fucking Trump got elected. I didn't. Yeah, dude. This was like one of the first elections where I wasn't like too keen on either winning.
No, I know, right?
I was like, well, Trump, really? He's definitely the more entertaining, but I was surprised. I didn't think he was going to win.
Do you know what, dude? I predicted that 3 months before.
Okay.
I was telling people, and I was doing my apprenticeship stuff at the time, and I was going to like social meetups just to meet people because I need to have, social interaction too.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, yeah, I mean, like you look at the candidacy and you look at the red states, and you're like, no one's gonna vote for Hillary. So what are your options left? Donald Trump. So, and like, there's this thing called Trump derangement syndrome, where people just. It was on Sam Harris's podcast.
Yeah.
Where like Trump can say nor do no wrong. He escaped impeachment, so they can't impeach him again. So what are you gonna do? Like, you're just gonna go bear with it, man. I mean, would you rather have somebody who can basically say, the Wuhan virus or the Chinese, like he says whatever he wants. It's actually quite hilarious.
Yeah.
He has no, like, there's no filter. There's no, like, it just.
I want him to win just for just because it's so damn entertaining, man.
Dude, I mean,
That's a comedian.
Our lives are like, we're living in the timeline where Donald Trump is president. A super flu has raged across the population. And we have to maintain 6 feet of social distance at all times.
This has to be like an alien reality TV show or something.
Well, dude, like this can't be like, there's no way you could write a book about this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The guy from Celebrity Apprentice, like, get away from me, crackhead. I would never believe that shit. Like, come on. Like, which crackhead wrote this reality, man? Like, go smoke some more DMT and crack. Like,
Paul Groening, the Simpsons creator.
Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. Like, so that's kind of where we're at. There are no bad days, only dollar signs.
It's Matt Groening. Matt Groening. I actually saw some real like people, meaning real in the sense that these people are serious about their theory that Matt Groening is a time traveler.
Oh, the tinfoil
crew.
The tinfoil crew. You can go hang out with my daddy.
TFC, man.
TFC.
Yes, sir.
Up in the hood. Yeah, they can go hang out with them flat earthers, okay? You can go have your TFC parties.
They can hang out with these flat earthers, okay?
I ride my moose to work. And I microwave my TV dinners while I drink my stubby beer.
Yeah. Okay.
I love my life.
Yeah. I would. Well, I have like this vision of like my life now is fine. I'm definitely not complaining. But now, like every time I attain a certain level in life, I always like see the next level, right? And that's what I'm. So my life is great, but I can't get no satisfaction until I get to that next level, unfortunately.
Yeah, dude. I had a dream about my dreams are very, very concrete. And when I have something that I need, like I have a book right beside my bed and I write it down. And my dream said, stop asking why and start asking how.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I have a strong enough why now, why I do things, that I don't need to think about my why anymore. It's internalized.
Yeah.
My next level, if you will, is how. How am I going to, how am I going to get money to build something, or who am I going to contact to move to the next fort? Like one brick, one step at a time, right? Don't try to do everything at once. Would be my best advice.
Yeah.
And indulge in your good distractions, like video games.
Yeah, well, I guess we can talk about like this laziness situation here. how laziness can actually be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I can like talk about how, for me, I built an over 6-figure a year profit, like in profit business, probably over $1 million in sales total business. And a few years back, I would have been fine with just that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was getting bored with that situation. It's me. I realize more and more that if I'm not moving forward, then it doesn't matter. I need some. I need a new challenge. So like trading is like this challenge that's mastering that for me. And even if there's a lot of tedium within trading, like in anything, like no matter what you're passionate about, there's a lot of tedious shit that you won't feel like doing, be it making YouTube videos, making podcasts, playing music, like even if you're super passionate about like guitar or making beats or whatever, there's a lot of like stuff it's not fun, but you need to do it to get good, to get to where you want to go. But you don't really care that much because you're in tune with yourself to truly what you really want to do. And I guess that's why a lot of people will say, money's not everything, because you can have something like really profitable and not care about it anymore. And you want to, don't get me wrong, money is super important to me. And people that say, "Oh, money is not important," they can go fuck themselves.
Well, yeah, you can't eat money, dude. Fuck
yeah,
man. You can use that value to freaking buy yourself a hamburger, though.
No, what I'm saying is people that say that money isn't important.
Well, that's limited, poor thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
money is important. It's just not everything.
Consider it like a reflection of abundance, right?
That's right. It's how you attain the next level of freedom and moving and progressing in a way that is helping you. I don't know, or even other people. I mean, wealth creation and abundance helps not just yourself; it helps other people too.
People can shit on capitalism all day, but I mean, world hunger has practically disappeared from the country. More and more countries got into the capitalist side of things. The poorest of the poor are rich compared to the normal population worldwide. And I'm talking about 20, 30 years ago.
Well, yeah, the overall standard of living has definitely increased. And there's just a few, like I said, I'm not like a conspiracy theorist type of person anyways, but we can always do better, is what I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah. And I'm not against socialism when it's properly coupled with capitalism.
Absolutely, dude. You have to have those safety nets, like especially now, like in the era of COVID-19. I mean, we're going to start, I was telling this to other people, we're going to start seeing, like when you sign a work agreement now, in your contract, there's going to be a clause that says work at home.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. If you're sick, have a cough, a fever, yada, yada, your kids are sick, your wife is sick, whatever, there's going to be a special clause in your contract now that says, okay, you are a remote worker during those periods of time.
You know? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, just think about it, right? From a business perspective, do we want people to come in and make everyone else sick and then have overall downtime?
Yeah.
I mean, I've always thought that way in the past, but now this has really kicked it in the pants, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. And so to get back to the topic of laziness, I think laziness can be a good thing. Just to it's kind of leading indicator of where you're at. If you're really bored with your life, it's time to do an assessment, and I think, and you should just go with it. Sometimes it's also your brain just telling you to disconnect, because like especially especially when you have to impose your own self-discipline, like I've been doing for years now, for like close to 10 years.
Yeah, dude.
It's very easy to get caught up, and it's like, oh, you got to work more. You got to do this, you got to do that for you to get to where you want to go. And sometimes you get so saturated that nothing relevant is sticking. And sometimes, like, just fucking letting go and be a lazy fuck, eat your chips, play PlayStation, or do something completely unrelated will recharge you and will actually get you back in the groove of things to be a lot more effective.
I mean, Tim Ferriss in the 4 Hour Work Week talks about those resets. You got to take them.
Yeah, you do.
You know, I mean, and for me, the 4 Hour Work Week, and I think a lot of people, was like my starting point for new rich thinking.
Yeah.
Right? I read that book first in 2011, 12.
Yeah.
But at the time, I wasn't in a position in order to build something, right? I just read it, internalized some of the principles. I'm going to now reread it again, almost 8 years later.
Yeah.
But you're talking about resets and good distractions, right?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
so
glad
you should definitely.
You thought, just for our listeners, you thought that I had read it when around the same time you read it, because I was kind of like applying it in my life without even knowing about the book. But
yeah, that's right. When I first met John, close to 8 years ago now. I 100% thought you had read the book, because just the way you were living your lifestyle and going about things.
My philosophy and all that, right?
Mm-hmm. So you could have written your own book for all I knew. Like the 3 hour work week.
Yeah, exactly.
we'll cut an hour out of that, and we'll just eat chips and and play video games.
But it's really because, like, sometimes, and I guess for you, I mean, it was so outside the box to talk to someone like me that, I'm actually referencing those points in the 4 hour work week, that you met someone in the flesh doing that. And then you find out he didn't even read the book, that it makes like the principles even more true.
Well, it's like it coming back around to the time and space thing. Like it was like looking through a window and being like, this is a possibility. All right. Yeah. I'm looking through the window, but it's the difference between a window and a door.
Yeah.
You can be shown the door, but you're the one who has to walk through that door and do the work.
Mm-hmm.
But the first glimpse is always going to be a window.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, mine was a YouTuber called King Human on YouTube, and that's when I really like pounded the table. I'm like, that's it. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah,
dude. I know this is real. Like, I always wanted to work from home, but there's like so much scammy material that you have to pay to get. Like, I'm talking about like 2007, 2006, 7, and 8 type of thing.
Those are the cowboy days. I mean, it's a little more refined now.
But like in 2010, 2011, I started watching this YouTuber, and he was talking about like how he built his own business, and he wasn't it was all free information. It was all these different business ideas and on different ways to make money and from home, and being able, without having to fucking borrow or having like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in the bank to do it, man. Right? You can build a legitimate business. And when I saw that the possibilities were real, he was that window that you're talking about. I that's when I put my foot down. This is the beginning of 2011, and I'm like, I'm doing it. And dude. That was like, I saw the window, and then I had to go through all the blood, sweat, and tears to get through that door.
The hero's journey, man, is always doom and going through the doom and getting to the bloom on the other side.
Yeah.
And
our logo reflects that, right?
I mean, everything about this new logo, man. It's
Yeah,
just
it's pretty badass.
it's I thanked the designer like profusely for it. Like they understood my message, our message,
Yeah,
like the vision and message we're going for here
yeah,
is a doomer bloomer, man. So you're
yeah. It has the dark side of reality. It has the good side. It has like that psychedelic vibe to it that we're both
opening your third eye to the possibilities of the world and the universe around you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, um, uh, anything you want to add? Close on.
Yeah, I think I'm good on my end. If you've covered all your topics too, then I think this was a good start for our second year.
Oh, dude, this is like we're going into season 2 now.
Yeah,
I was looking at our stats the other day. I sent you some information on that. Like we're primed. And like I said, I want as much engagement from our listeners as possible. I have all my socials out there. The Doomer Bloomer podcast on YouTube, Doomer Bloomers on Instagram, and Rational Monsters on Facebook, and Doomer Bloomer on Twitter as well. So those are the official channels. I have my own personal Bill_ETE at Instagram and Twitter. And John is too important to have social media, so.
Yeah. Too busy crushing it on Tinder.
Yeah, dude. Pussy over pussy, dude.
Yeah. Jokes aside, contact us. I do participate on our social media and all that. So
yeah. And the mapletrues@gmail.com is our official email address. You can email us for if you want a PO box, you can send stuff to us. I mean, I'm not open to that. Our Teespring store is now open, so you have Doomer Bloomer merch if you want it. Cups, we got them. Stickers, we got them.
MeUndies, we don't got them.
MeUndies, don't got them. You got to go to Tim Ferriss's store
or Bill Burr.
Or Bill Burr. He can show the MeUndies.
Yeah, but Bill Burr's shilling is a lot more entertaining. So
my shilling is going to be more entertaining than
all right. Looking forward to it.
than Timmy Ferriss over here.
But he's calmed down on that shit, I think.
No, he listened to me. I sent him a personal email, and we're good now. We're bros.
You threaten?
No. I use my diplomatic introvert powers. Okay, man.
Gotcha.
I inception people to do the things that I want.
Okay.
Right? Make them think it was their idea. They'll work for you forever.
Bill, you're so cool.
Oh, dude. It's cultivated, my friend.
Yeah. It's not homegrown.
No, you should have seen when I was a teenager, man. I don't even want to talk about it. Let's not go there.
No. Come on. You're always a cool cat. I don't hang out with losers.
No, man. Your peer group, the 5 most people you spend the most time with, you like whatever they're into, you'll be the 5th. So choose your friends and peer groups wisely, my friends.
Yes, sir. I agree. Agree to that.
All right, let's call her. Call her. Hey, hit the day.
Yeah, the Doomer Bloomer podcast, Resurrection of Good Ideas, signing out. Peace, y'all.
No bad days.